Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Daily Cigar. Today I have an interview with Adrian Acosta, which is the owner of the Cigar Culture blend number 3 cigar. Adrian, hello, thank you for being with us. Please tell us a little bit about you and a little bit of a background history of you, please.
Thank you, Lizardo. Thank you for having me today, and you're amazing. I've been following you forever. You're doing such a great work, and I really
Thank you.
appreciate your time. Uh,
Thank you.
for my end, my name is Adrian Acosta. Have a great journey on the Cigar Culture page on Instagram and Facebook as well. Um, Man, it's been such a great journey so far, introducing our culture around the world through a lot of people around the world as well. And it's really amazing what's happening when one the common denominator is cigars. So
Yes.
I feel really good about it. And thank you. You can ask many questions as you wish.
Thank you very much. Well, one of the questions I wanted to ask is, I understand you grew around tobacco and your family has been always been around tobacco. Can you tell me a little bit about your family history and tobacco, please?
Yeah, my dad is an agronomist engineer specialized in
Hmm.
tobacco and in seeds and genetics of seeds of tobacco. So, in other words, in, in English, he's the one to make possible all this crossing, all these hybrids from seed to seed to make a possible
Okay.
different strand, different, different type of variety of the seeds.
So he
He makes sure that the seed that you're looking to use is suitable for the land where you want to grow this tobacco.
That is correct.
okay.
And then obviously you, because of that, you grew with your family always being around tobacco and stuff. Do you remember, do you remember, or do you have any memories of your first cigar? How was it? Who was it with?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you that question now. But a lot of people say, "Oh, you grow in tobacco family, so you always been, you like cigars since a young age." I say, not me, not my case.
That's
I
what
need
I
to con-
asked.
I need to confess. My family, my dad, that's he put money on the table, he put bread in the table, and send it to school, give it a great life because of tobacco, and I respect tobacco very much. But in my early years, when I was really young, um, I, I need to confess I don't like to be around in the farming area because I don't
Okay.
like to. I've always been a city boy, and man, every time they trying to ground me because I did something wrong, they take me to the farm. That was
Oh, that's the punishment.
that was a big punishment. I mean, you can take my Nintendo, you can take you can take everything from me, but you take me to the farm. That was the worst punishment. Now, look how life works. I wish to live now in the farm and
Yes.
to learn a lot because I miss a lot of stages. But with that said, I discovered that I love very much manufacturing, and I would love the process of the tobacco, and I would say in the consumer part, selling, marketing. I love that part, and
Okay.
that's what I do. That's what I do right now.
But so you remember your first cigar?
Uh, my first cigar, it was a cigar that um, all these tabaqueros, all these tobacco guys, cigar guys that work in farming factories, they have a lot of cigars in the pocket all the time.
Yes.
And as soon as my dad came home every day, he had maybe one or two cigars in his pocket. He always leave it in the table, in the in
Okay.
the in the table in the house. And one day I was by myself, being a lot of creative, trying to be creative, and I light a cigar. I was like 14, 15 years old, and man, I think I shit on myself, and I think I puked. It was a disaster. Yeah, but that was my first one. But enjoying cigars, I would say to able to taste and know the different tastes, the different zones of tobacco, the different regions. I would say by the age of 18, 19, I
Okay.
discovered to enjoy cigars.
So, do you have any great experiences or stories that you can tell us from the beginning? You know, from when you started to actually get involved with cigars and getting to meet all these great people that I'm sure your dad, and just growing up in the Dominican, you will get to meet some amazing, cigar industry people.
Of course, we grow up and we were surrounded about this all these personalities in tobacco and different brands and all that kind of stuff. I always enjoyed great cigars all my life as an enthusiastic, as a smoker.
Okay.
From Nicaragua, from the Dominican Republic when I was growing up, but just as a consumer part, as a enthusiastic, but never as a profession, never as a you know. So I went to
Business.
college. No, nothing. So I went to college. And then I moved to New York, and I started working in a non industry related company.
Hmm.
It has to do with hospitality. And but my hobby or my free time, I always go to different shops in New York and in the area to enjoy a cigar. So cigars are always been around. So I always been around cigars and I always said what's coming every year from different aspects. And one day I opened my mouth in one shop and I create new friends. And that becomes like a Friday thing. Every Friday, so we meeting, and 6 months later, I have a group of 40 people listen to me, all these stories. I say, man, I got something here.
So that's
And
how
that,
that's how the cigar culture name came about, right?
yes, so cigar culture born that way. And I started because it was the market wasn't the necessity of more information. What
Yes.
cigars, what regions are they smoking? Why they paying 15? Why they paying $8? Why they paying $25 per cigar? And I was starting really curious about that end because I live the other part, which is manufacturing and farming. I live that in the Dominican Republic. But it was more for curiosity that I start in the business. So I started working. I find a job in Nash Sherman in New York
Oh, nice.
in the townhouse. Great years, great experience, great knowledge for all these guys that I catch. And man, after that, it was a wrap. I fall in love. As a friend of mine told me, the bug bit me. So
Yes.
that's it. I mean, since then, really attached to the company, and proudly, I would say that I feed my family because of tobacco.
Oh,
Oh,
nice. So let's talk a bit about the cigar now. This is called Cigar Culture Blend Number Three. Has there been already blend number one and blend number two, or you started with three?
So if you got 3 minutes, I can give you the quick story.
Please tell me the story.
So back in 2016, I was in the middle of a tobacco negotiation between
okay.
tobacco grower and a manufacturer. And that tobacco manufacturer, though, he was, the negotiation that go wrong. And the tobacco grower said, no, that's not my price because it's a really good tobacco. It's a really unique tobacco. And the guy said, no, um, we can pay that price because you are not, I don't know, not related. So, long story short, the negotiation will go wrong. And later that night, we're having dinner with a tobacco grower. And the guy pointed at me and said, you want the tobacco? And I said, why? No. I'm in retail. I'm in learning wholesale right now, and it's not my interest in to do any cigars or sell any tobacco. I don't know nothing about that end.
Okay.
So the guy said, I insist, it's yours.
Wow.
So I took it, and But the tobacco was the wrapper was 2 years already, and the bind and the filler was 1 year old. And I take it to a manufacturer. They said, "Man, we can maintenance for you. It needs a couple of years to get it done, to get something done. If you want to sell it, or if you want to do cigars." And I totally forgot about it, man. I came to New York. I end my hospitality job in nice Sherman job. I ended it in the middle of 2017, and I started working in another company in the U.S. market. Like I travel a lot, um, and it was not on my thoughts to do a cigar, right?
Okay.
So I received a call end of 2017, and they said, "Man, we need to talk. What you want to do with this tobacco?" And I said, "Really, true story. What tobacco? I don't know. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?" And and the guy said, "Man, you had tobacco here." Oh, and then I recall. I said, "Oh my God, yeah. What about it?" I said, "Man, this tobacco is good. We have a number for you."
Hmm.
So the guy gave me a number, and I was like, "Man, no, let's create something." And they create 20 blends, 1 to 20,
Okay. Okay.
and all good. I like several of them. The number three, number one, the number seven, the 13, the 15. Then the other ones was like, because I was looking a cigar not strong, really medium to full, but really smart here, not strong here.
Yes.
And the worst mistake you can tell a manufacturer right away is, "Oh, I love all your blends. I love what you do." So they get really comfortable and they don't get creative because the
Yes.
market is really tough. So I talked to them and they said, I love the manufacturer. I respect them, but I making a challenge for them as well. So they said, "So what you don't like?" I said, "Man, can you do another run? Because I don't think this is gonna fly. This it's all right." But I love all. But at the end of the day, I was loving the cigar and I was loving the whole thing. And they did 21 to 40
Oh wow.
using the same tobacco, different ratios, blah blah blah. And they're all, some are good, some are similar, different. But man, the number three was winning. So this is 2018 already, and I went to Dominican Republic, and I said, "Man, I kind of like wake them up, and I said, "Man, you need to start blending for the market. Stop making cigars really similar to others because the market is full of them."
Yeah.
So they said, "You know what? You don't like your blends?" I said, "Man, I love them, but can you do another run using different tobaccos from different regions, Sumatra, Mexico? I don't know. Be creative." And they did 41 to 60, 60 blends in total. But I
Wow.
picked the number. I picked the number three.
So the third one they did, that's one the one you like.
Yes, yes. That's the one. Not that I like. I mean, I love the number three. But the one is really it was missing in a rare cigar in small
Mm-hmm.
quantity because I don't know. My first intention was for friends and family, not
Okay.
really not really to sell these cigars. 2019 in Pro Cigar last year, I jumped into a guy, I don't know, can't recall his name, from for the Netherlands, from the Netherlands, and probably I have one culture number three in my pocket, and I give it to him. Probably that was the story. I came back to the U.S. March 2020. COVID-19 hits,
Oh.
and everybody's smoking from home. Nobody know what to do, and we taking pictures and posting on Instagram and Facebook. That's what you do all day.
Yeah.
And a guy hit me up Instagram, DM me, and he said, "Where do you find that cigar? I need that cigar. How much?" And I said, "Man, you caught me off guard. This cigar is not for sale. It's only for friends and family. Where you get this cigar?" I said, "Man, a guy gave it to me in Dominican Republic in a pro cigar festival. I won this cigar. It's really good. How much?" Then we talked, and I ended up sending a couple of cigars to the Netherlands. But that was a spark, Lisado. That was the spark that I need to do. You maybe I got something here. So I called right
Okay.
away. I called the Dominican Republic right away, and I said, "Guys, I need an inventory of how much tobacco we have for the blend number three in this size."
Okay.
Um, they called me next day. I said, "Bro, we have for about 26, 27,000 cigars
Only that.
on the total size. We have more tobacco to do any other sizes, but for the total 50 by 6, we have for about 27,000." Right away, I said, start rolling,
The
uh,
business.
make the make the blend number three, and they start rolling. And then that's it, man. That's the end of the story. It was a very limited run, really rare tobacco. Um, it was a journey, man. It was a great test for myself. It was a great test for the manufacturing. I grew up seeing all these guys that helped me out with this
Oh,
product, and for me, I'm really proud on what they do and what have been accomplished with this cigar, man. It's really good.
No, that's a very nice story, and that's basically, I believe, what cigar does. It creates a culture, and everything fits in. It's like, for example, with me, I just started smoking cigars, just to smoke a cigar, and then I met this guy, and then I met that guy, and then you start to know people, and now I started to do an interview with the brands and trying different cigars, and I think it's like you say, it's a culture that gets you very included, and you get into it a lot if you're really looking for it. If you're really passionate and a great aficionado, you can really get really into it and meet great people in the industry. So it's really nice to know the whole story, because I did think, this is blend number three. What happened to one and two? I haven't seen them, but now I understand. And it's quite good as well that you kept the actual, number of the blend, because it gives it that beginning of where it started and how it all became about. That's very nice. Um, what about the colors? Because I find the band very colorful and different to what's out there in the market. Why do you put, what made you think of this?
So that was a this is a really fun question as well. I'm gonna make it more fun than more fun than possible. So I'm almost all excited with the cigar. Trying this at number three, back and forth, taking the back. So friend of mine in the industry say, "Bro, you need a label on this. You need to package this." I said, "Man, we're in middle of in April right now, and all the cigar boxes are not operating the same way. The wait is like a year waiting right now because it's no personal to develop all these projects." I said, "Man, do a simple band, not so simple, but a simple packaging." Okay, and the so what? How? I said, "I don't know." When we smoking the cigar, remember it was a factory band, just white, yellow, and the name Culture number three.
okay.
And then we smoking the cigar, and then I said, "Man, I think I have the name." And I'm looking the cigar like this. I said, "Man, I think we have the name here. Let's call it Culture Blend number three." And the guy said, "Man, that's genius. Yeah, Culture Blend number three." But and then we start investigating about, okay, so why culture? And then we go back to my page. I say, "Man, everybody knows you because of the cigar culture. So you might be putting your logo in the so they can be related."
Okay.
So that's exactly how we did it. But we create the whole thing. Culture Blend number 3, the big logo in the back, but it was so simple. It was white and gold,
Too simple.
so simple. And I was like, I don't know, it's missing something. And I said, man, I have a lot of relationship with a couple of graphic designers, but I know exactly they're gonna transform the whole concept. They're gonna
Yeah.
transform it, and they do it themselves. So instead of going to a graphic designer, I went to a painter.
All right.
So she's a painter from Puerto Rico, a friend of mine, and she paint abstract paints. You know,
Okay. Yeah.
I given the idea, and hey, I say, Adrian, you don't need to change anything. You just need to decor the borders.
Oh,
I say, how I gonna do that? I mean, how I gonna? I don't know nothing about that. I know a lot about cigars, but I don't know nothing about that. And I said, man, I help you out. So if you see the band, every coloring, she actually paint every coloring, every color. She paint.
okay. So
Of
what?
course, and of course in graphic, in digital.
Then it gets printed. Yeah, yeah. No, no. I like it, man. I think it's a nice band. I like the way that you actually did that it wraps. So instead of closing around the back, it actually closes with the cigar culture. It's different. It stands out a little bit. I think it's a really nice, modern, unique design. I put it on my humidor, and it just pops. It's different. It's very nice. I thought it was a great idea.
That, and then we have all that, and then I said, man, I'm missing something else. I'm missing something else. So I want to do this exercise with you. So take apart the label, really careful by the what they say the cigar culture. Take it
Okay.
off, like slowly trying to take it off.
You mean like peel it off? Yeah.
Yeah, but just very careful because I want you to read something. Here, that's good luck. Don't worry.
Yeah. Always happens. Okay. Yes. The inside of the band.
So I said, man, I'm missing something. Why I don't put something so people can really make a reference when they remember this cigar.
Okay.
So I thought on that, and the story on that is, sorry, I have a heliport close to me. I don't know if you heard the helicopter.
Yeah, but it's fine. I can hear you fine. No problem.
So 23 years ago, 14, 15 years old, I was kind of like being smart and talked back to my dad. And I said, what do you need to bring me to the farm? I hate this. I hate that. I was crying. I was like, hey, what do you care about so much about this F tobacco? I don't care about this. Saturday morning, what I'm doing here, that kind of thing. And then I feel like a big win. Boom! He slapped me, bro. He slapped me.
Latino parents, huh?
Yeah, of course. Head, nose, eye, mouth, everything was like I feel like a big sack hit to me.
Like a basketball just hit you, yeah?
And my dad is a sweetheart, man. He's one of the greatest men that I've been in contact with. He's a great man. He don't know how to put. All he's knowing in his life is tobacco.
Right.
So if he wants to say something smart about with me, has to do with tobacco knowledge, always, all the
Okay.
time. So he don't know what to tell me. He's pointing at me. He said, exact. I want you to read it. What he said to me.
So it's like those who produce their varieties, sow culture, and harvest their tobacco will always have good cigars. Those who are unaware of these procedures will never know what they have. True. So basically, he wanted to take you so you learn and you get to appreciate what this that we're holding is all about.
Mike, he said that to me, and I was like, "What are you trying to say? I don't know." And he exactly, you don't know nothing. So I want you to learn and to be appreciative not only about tobacco, about everything in life. And man, for one reason, when you saw a movie, when you saw something, they always keep in your mind. I don't know what if it was a slap or if it was the big statement, but I always keep that quote to me. So I said, man, this is a really good quote to put in the cigar culture number three because it's really rare tobaccos. And if somebody trying to repeat this, they can't because it's a unique formula, it's a unique process, a unique thing. I will do it in 5 years because I need all tobacco to do the same.
Of course.
Exactly the 5 years, the same elements, the same varieties of tobacco, and I promise you, in 5 years I will do the same. But next year we can't.
Okay, so basically, you are not gonna carry on making. Are you gonna carry on making? But that was the question towards the end. But will you carry on making other blends, or will only come back with culture number three?
On the culture blend number three, it will be in 5 years, in 4 years and a half to be precise.
Mm.
Okay, and in the meantime, we create other things.
Okay, we talk a little bit more about it. The other question is the whole thing, from the band to the timing, it's been different. Even the packaging, it doesn't come in the normal wooden box that cigars come. This one comes in a paper bag. When I saw it, first of all, I liked it. It's different and it's modern. To me, I think it's modern. It changes up a bit from the wooden boxes, the colors that they normally use. You use the whole black paper bag. I think it was nice. That caught my attention. But I obviously, you mentioned now that because of COVID and stuff, you had to, find another way. But what's the whole story about it then?
So the whole story, I mean, I would love to do a box. I would love to do the whole packaging, the whole finesse, of the whole beauty of the cigars rolling in cellophane and paper, and the story in the inside
Mm.
the box. I would love to that, but COVID-19, a lot of stores are closed down because they don't have people working
Of
there,
course.
or they only working 25% or 30%. So, and then that will be increasing the price on the cigars as well, doing
Right.
that method. And I always been an advocate that I would love to put the quality in the cigars, not in the packaging. The packaging has to do modern look, but I cannot really charge if I charge $14 because I add in a box. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, no, I understand. As a matter of fact, I kind of like it because now that I hear the story about why the name and everything, when I saw it, it reminded me of the cigar bundles in the factories. When you see the pictures, I haven't been able to visit one, but normally they either package them around with newspaper or paper, and that's how they pack them. So when I saw it, that's why I straight away I remembered. I was like, that's what they do in factory. So you kept the similar band from what the factory gave you, and now put it in paper bag. That's how I related it, and now hearing the story, I understand a bit more. But obviously, it was also the situation that made you go into using the paper bag.
And that as well. And that was a challenge because I love to protect the cigars, and I always been a fan of humidity control on the cigars. I said, let me put a Boveda pack inside, and that's what I did. I put a
And
Boveda
that was
pack
perfect.
inside, and to try to protect the cigars as much as I can. But most of the packaging are sealed. You don't know what's inside, and that's why I did the window as well.
Yes, yes, and when I saw the bag, the whole package, um, I was thinking how is the Boveda working, because this just looks open, but the cigars are actually wrapped everything inside a plastic bag, and then the Boveda is inside. It's not that it's going to breathe and it's going to dry out. No, they're well kept inside. That was nice because I was thinking, will they get damaged? Does the Boveda work? Because this paper is going to breathe out. Are they going to arrive dry? So you did it quick, but I think you did it well.
Yeah, it was quick because man, I mean, it was really organic
Mm.
how I developed this project, and everybody who collaborate with me in this project, from the bands, from the packaging, from the tobacco, from the manufacturing, everybody was related. So that was one of the major things that I keep him proud. I said that we did it, like we did it as a team.
And talking about the team, I know that people like Eladio Diaz and Cesar Alvarez and a few others, they worked in the blend. What is it like working with these guys? Because they've been in the industry for years. They know so much. What is it like, you know, working with them, coming up, asking them, do me another 20 more blends. I want you guys to be creative. What is it like?